But okay, let's move on to our last story, sticking to the Young Turks. So one of the other things that are said about the Young Turks, which whether it's right or wrong doesn't justify any of the points one way or another, but which is that their viewerships are going down, right? And of course, one thing is clear, a lot of people on the left are upset with them. You can just look at even the comment section of a little YouTube channel as ours. There's suddenly like hundreds of comments of people not liking them. But I decided to take a look at their views, right? And I was telling you, Sam, that if we had access to data, it would be nice to see like how their month of May did, like in 2021, in 2020, 2019, 2018. And then you pointed out one good point, which is even if we had this data, which I haven't been able to obtain it easily, videos obtain more views over the year as well, although after the initial boost. So you would have to somehow control it and limit it to like the first week or first month when the video is published. But still, I thought I would just go look at the views a little bit and do a little comparison and see if anything comes out. So I took the month of May of this year, May 2021, and I compared how many views the following 5 channels got. So TYT, Jimmy Dore, The Rising while they were on the hill, but only The Rising, not the rest of their crap, Kulinski, and The Majority Report, okay? So of course, in total number of views, even this I was in a way surprised, The Rising had more total number of views, although the Young Turks, of course, outdid everybody in the number of videos posted, right? They post so many more views. But I mean, you can just see the success that The Rising was on, that despite they had less videos than TYT, although they published more videos in the month of May than Kulinski, Majority Report, and Jimmy Dore, they still had more views. So they got like 31,888,000 views, whereas TYT got 23,221,000. And I really hope I did all this math and everything right. So that's just a small caveat. But now let's look at the average number of views per video. So the TYT did 110,000, 111,000 average. Rising did 162. They're the only one who did more. And Jimmy Dore is the other one who came close at 96. Kyle was 75. And I think the main thing that I found really was Majority Report is probably doing worse than everyone. Because then I went and compared the number of views they got with their subscribers. So you take the number of subscriber into consideration. Of course, everybody knows TYT had 5 million or more subscribers. So per subscriber, TYT did the worst. They only got 4.5 views per subscriber, whereas the Majority Report came right after them at 4.9. The Rising just blew everybody away with 24 views per subscriber. And then Jimmy Dore came in at 8 and Kyle Kulinski at 8 views per subscriber, which is pretty much double the ratio of what the Young Turks got, a little bit less.
I would
go ahead.
Okay.
We can interpret my little findings, and I hope I calculated
No, go ahead.
right.
No, you did this without my intake. I like to
Yeah, of
that.
course. So tell me.
But I have some, I think, to be honest, when you views per subscribers, you take that into account.
Yeah.
And then Majority Report is doing really bad.
Majority Report is really bad.
Doing really bad because, but look, Majority Report, Kyle Kulinski, Jimmy Dore have about, even the Heel Rising channel, they all have about the same number of subscribers.
And they have more recent subscribers, which is important.
Okay, but yeah, but TYT has 5 times number of their subscribers. So TYT is completely in a different
but for this last
category.
part, you do understand. I took it per subscriber.
Yeah, but their subscriber base is 5 million. Theirs is 1 million. Of course, it's going to be 4.5. To me, is very good. To me, they're doing really good with 5 million. But you can see Majority Report with 1 million is doing 4.9.
But their channel is doing really bad right now, man. Like if you look at the number of average views, I mean, 28,000.
Kyle Kulinski. Kyle Kulinski has 1/5 of their viewers only twice the number
ratio.
of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's
so
not,
it's not
so I think
horrible.
TYT
It's not
actually.
horrible, but you can say a few things. They're not horrible, of course,
But
100%.
why do
But
you say Majority Report is doing bad right now?
compared to the other ones, maybe before they, oh, true, maybe they've always been doing bad, but compared to the
No,
other
you said
four,
no, I thought you had some extra information
no, I didn't
besides
have their
these.
past. So me,
That's
but I doubt they've always had this low. Man, for a million channel, 28,000, I'm sure there was a time, I'm assuming, I really don't watch them. I'm assuming they did a bit better. But yeah, a few things to take into consideration, you could say perhaps. One is that, yes, so they're not doing as horribly as perhaps is being suggested, but we can't compare, unfortunately, TYT to themselves. And maybe if this trend kind of continues in a year, their ratio then might be very bad, right? One thing I would come to their defense is that they've built their subscribers over the years. So people sometimes say, there was a comment I had it, maybe I'll flash on the screen. Someone said, oh, like TYT, they bought their subscribers in mass. I don't think they bought them. I mean, with all these videos that they've done over the years, they've accumulated them. But I'm sure a lot of those people don't even know what the TYT are up to right now. And it's not that they don't like them or unlike them, because I think over the years, your subscribers become more and more relevant. You know, they would have had people from ages ago. So that's one thing. But another thing that works against them, you could say, is that TYT does so many more videos about just bullshit and this or that, where you get a lot of views. Whereas the other guys do a little bit less of those. Although they do it, my hunch is that they do a little bit less. But yeah, I think you can take all of these into consideration. But I mean, really to see if TYT's views are going down, you need to have all their data and see how they're doing, which I'm sure is going down. And whenever people criticize them, like Jimmy Dore and everyone, they talk about specifically their live views and how there aren't that many. And that's another indicator that, of course, we couldn't get into. But yeah, I just had this idea last night, so I put it together very quickly this morning, but I think the numbers, I added them up and typed them correctly. But with that out of the way, Sam, I think that's all we had for this episode of The Progressive World. Maybe in a year, I can do the same thing again and then see where TYT is. But this is just one indication of how they're doing, and how is it going.
To be fair, yeah, if somebody wants to do a benchmarking study of this, yeah, we have to take into account so many different factors and all that. This was just a quick look at the thing.
Exactly.
No, not
Which
scientific.
I guess the shock, huh? I think the most shocking thing for me, no, of course not, guys, please don't be ridiculous. I think the one shocking thing for me though was Majority Report. Their average views.
No, I'm not a big fan of Majority Report, so yeah, I'm not that surprised.
But yeah, me neither. But maybe they don't cover stupid things, I think.
I was surprised that Kyle and Jimmy came about the same. I thought Kyle would be a bit higher because I think he's a bit of more of a broad church.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I calculated him right and stuff. I added everybody right, but I believe so. Because all the numbers add up though. If you look at the total that I give and the average.
I hope.
No, they all make sense in that sense. They all make sense. No, I didn't want to.
I hope you haven't, because then we have loads of comments trying to point out our mistakes. Then the engagement rate will go up.
I hope so. I would look forward. To that.
Hopefully, a couple of math mistakes.
But TYT have shot themselves in the foot in such a bad way that they better not even be looking at like a pigeon in a weird way in their next video, because people will come and destroy them in the comment section.
You know that saying, don't throw a stone if you're...
Oh my God. Yo, and Cenk had that thing about the animal sex and he would pleasure that. I couldn't listen to it. I just skipped it. But anyway. Jimmy Dore's exposés are next level. Just him on this screen and he's like... just next level expose, I swear. He's like so good at that. The next clip is ready. And then one
Yeah,
party
I
was
mean,
so
to be fair though,
excited.
this is not fun. I mean, this shouldn't be fun. But yeah, I mean, Ania mentions that that's probably the best part of the whole thing. She mentions that if they wanted to focus on real issues, of course, everybody wanted to join voices and
Yeah, yeah,
amplify.
exactly.
Yeah, and sadly, this is, I
100%.
mean, it's funny, but not funny in a way. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no. Okay, so on that note, now that Sam has completely ruined the mood, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and more importantly, share your comments, thoughts, criticisms, everything below, and we'll make sure to get to them. So thank you and see you next time.